Okay, hello. So today in this video, we will be discussing this LED pattern project. Okay, so the basic idea for this project is here. We will be, as you can see here in this circuit, we have connected several LEDs to this Arduino board. And the idea behind this is we will be creating an LED pattern using using the Arduino program. Okay, so the project is completely dependent upon this Arduino code or the logic which we use in this Arduino code so that we can create a pattern of LED. Okay, so if you have practiced blinking of an LED using the Arduino, then you can practice this project. Okay, the only thing that you need to understand is how this potentiometer works, and then you will be able to work with this project. Okay, so if in case you do not know how this potentiometer works or how to interface a potentiometer with Arduino or how to control an LED with the help of potentiometer when connected with the Arduino Uno board, then you can check this video. I'll be recommending a video here. Okay, so you can check that. And so now let's start with this project here. So what we will be doing is, firstly, we'll be seeing the output of the code or checking the simulation here on TinkerCAD. So we can see what the pattern is, and then we will be looking into the code that we have written so that we can understand the logic behind that. And also we can see what all more things we can do with that and what all further projects that we'll be looking into using this basic idea of LED pattern project. Okay, so let's just click on start simulation. Also, you can see here I have opened a serial monitor, and you can see here currently 00 is mentioned as I previously was checking the output of this code. So let me just clear this out. So here you will be seeing the output. So what exactly here output will be seeing here is the value of the potentiometer. Okay, so this potentiometer is directly connected to this Arduino board. So you can see here this A5 is connected. And let's not move into the circuit diagram, but let's just first see the output or the simulation of this project, and then understand the circuit and the code eventually. Okay, so let me click on the start simulation. Okay, so you can see here 000 starts appearing, which means potentiometer is at 0 and all the LEDs are off, right? So now simply when I just increase the value of this potentiometer, you can see these two green LEDs started glowing, right? So these two green LEDs are on, and here you can see the values as well. 123 is printed. And when I just move it till a point, it will be you can see the only the green LEDs are on. But now when I move above 300, then you can see green and yellow LEDs both are on. Okay, and let me just move here, and above 590, I think you can see here 593, and red LEDs are on, or I mean, or red LED is also on, and all the three LEDs are three color LEDs are on. So let's just see, go to the extreme and see what's the difference here. Okay, so this is the basic idea of this LED pattern here. So what happens is from 0 to, let's say, around 300 or 350, only the green LEDs will glow, not from 0 to, so from 1 to 350 or 380, green LEDs will glow, and they will keep glowing, and after 380, the yellow LEDs will glow till around 590 or something, and after that the red LEDs will glow, right? So this is the basic idea of this code. Now let's just undo this and bring it to 0. Okay, the red is off. Now the yellow is off and the green is off. Okay. So this was the basic logic between this behind this LED pattern project. Now let's just understand this uh, circuit diagram and the code. Also, not only this, you can do the idea behind this LED pattern is very basic, that two LEDs are growing at the same time. Green first goes the green, and then the yellow, and then the red. The concept of traffic light is embedded here, but not exactly that's the same thing is that. but you can create several LED patterns using this. You can also come up with a traffic signal project using this, or let's say if you want to create a festival lights for your home decoration, then you can do that as well from this. So we'll be looking into those projects as well one by one after this. So since this is the first video of this project series, so we'll be firstly basically understanding how we do this project, and after that we'll be looking into all the other projects one by one. Okay. So let's just click on stop simulation, and then let's understand this circuit first. Okay. So let me just hide this and bring the circuit here. Cool. So let's just zoom in a little bit. Hmm. Okay. So here you can see there are around 6 LEDs connected, and all these 6 LEDs are connected to one resistor, and through resistor they are connected to the ground, and and the another terminal, which is the anode of each and every LED, you can see is connected to a respective pin of the Arduino Uno board. Okay, so here all these pins are connected to digital pin 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 respectively, one by one. Okay, and also what is happening is we have connected a potentiometer here. So potentiometer has 3 terminals, one is negative and one is positive. So we have simply connected terminal 1 and terminal 2 as positive and negative. Okay, and the wiper pin, which is the middle pin here, is connected using this blue wire to the analog pin of Arduino, which is A5. Okay, so here this is the analog pin. Now here 5 volt is connected from here, from the Arduino Uno to the breadboard as a power source. Okay, and is provided directly to this potentiometer. And obviously, since this is because this is an input pin, here we will be getting the input from the potentiometer, but we still need to provide it a power source or power supply, right? So which is why we are providing a 5 volt power supply directly from the Arduino to this potentiometer. And for this LEDs, the power source is directly provided from this digital pins, right? So basic idea is this is an input device, and these are all in output devices. Okay, so they will be getting the power directly from this digital pins. Okay, so whenever this digital pin is high, it will be providing a voltage or power supply to this pin, and it will turn on. Okay, so this is the simple connection for this circuit. I hope you understood this. In case you didn't understood, you can just let me know in this comment section, and we'll be happy to help you. And to check, if you want to know what is the value of this resistor, you can just click on this, and you can see 220 ohms is the value of each of these resistors. Okay, so there's not much difficult in this project or the circuit, so you know it is very easy to understand as well. So let's just move on to the code. Okay, so here let's just start with the code. So firstly, what we have did is we have defined various variables, so to make the code a little easy, so that anybody else who is referring to this code will be all able to understand the code. Okay, so what we have done here is, firstly we defined a variable called pot, which defines the A5 pin, which is connected to this potentiometer wiper pin, which is connected to the A5 pin. So here we have named it as pot, or potentiometer pin is connected to A5, and value, simply the whatever the value that we will be getting from the potentiometer, we need to store it somewhere, right? So this is the variable where we will be storing that, and initially it is 0. Now here, as I said, there are 6 LEDs, so each of these LEDs are connected to a pin in this Arduino board, right, in the circuit. So here, what is done is we have mentioned red LED 1 as 13, red LED 2 as 12, yellow LED as 11, and yellow LED 4 as 10, and green LED 5 as 9, and green LED 6 as 8. Okay, so here you can see I have made one mistake here. Not It's not exactly a mistake, but it's just a thing of wrong naming here. So what I have done here is, I could have simply made it as, instead of red LED, I could have simply named it as LED, because here what happened here is, I have mentioned red LED 1 and is connected to pin number 13, right? But instead of here, what you can see is my red LED is connected to pin number 8. it doesn't matter exactly because we are just this Arduino board doesn't know which is red and which is green LED. It just knows that there is some LED connected, and it will just provide an output signal to that device, not the proper LED as well. So it will just provide the output signal. So let's just do this. Okay, so here we have LED1, LED2, LED3, LED4, 5, and 6 connected to so and so pins. Okay, now here what we have is in this void setup, what we have done is firstly we have made this serial.begin 9600. So this is the value of this baud rate, which is 9600, and we have by this command what we mean is we are making this serial monitor on. Okay, so we can use this serial monitor to check the outputs or even provide inputs using this command. Okay, and after that what we are doing is, since we have connected LEDs with this pin, respective pins of this Arduino board, with also this pin as well. So now we need to tell the Arduino board that which pin is input and which pin is output pin, right? So here what is we are doing is we are defining pin 13 to pin 8 as output pin, and obviously analog pin is already defined as input pin, so there's no need to define it as input pin, but if you want you can also mention that as well. Okay, so like here if you want to do that, you can just simply mention pin mode. What we have mentioned here is A5 as pot. Okay, so you can just write pot as input pin. Okay, and also not only here but also here, instead of writing 13, 12, 11, you can just write it here as LED1, LED2, LED3, LED4, LED5, and LED6. Okay. So here we can mention here, it's not necessary to mention the name of the numbers of the pin as well, because we have already provided them with a variable name. Okay. Now we just, this is what the void setup loop is. We defined the input output pins and also begin the serial monitor. Okay, so this is done. Now we could move to the void loop section here. In this void loop section, what is the first thing that we need to do is we need to, since we'll be this whole project or this LED pattern is dependent upon this potentiometer, so we need to get the value of this potentiometer, right? So how we are getting the value of this potentiometer? So since it is connected to an analog pin, so to read the value of an analog pin, we simply use this command or function called analog read. Okay, so analog read, and it is connected to A5, so we can mention here A5, or also we can write it here as pot, because here we have mentioned int pot is A5, right? So here what we are doing is we are storing the value of potentiometer using this analog read function into a variable called value, as I already previously mentioned here that value is the variable where we will be getting the values of the potentiometer. Okay, and then what we are doing is, to now, since we have the Arduino board has got the value of the potentiometer, but we cannot see what exactly the value is, right? So for us to see, what we can do is we have the serial monitor interface where we can print the value of the potentiometer values. So here what we do is we use the command serial.print ln value. Okay, so what it will do is it will print the value stored in this value variable using this command, which is serial.println. Then we give a delay of 400 milliseconds. Okay, and so you can just make it as 100 milliseconds or 1000 milliseconds as well. It depends totally upon you. Okay, now since we have now the values of this potentiometer, now what we need to do is, based upon these values that we received, we will turn on and off the LEDs. Okay, so that is totally dependent upon you, what LEDs you want to turn on when, or you can decide how your pattern will be of the LEDs. Okay, so what I simply did here is, for to make a basic LED pattern project, simply what I did is, if the value of LED is initially all the LEDs are off only, so there's no need to mention here anything, but what I simply did is, if value is 0, we can just mention that digital right 13 is 0 and 12 is 0. Now 13 and 12 is LED 1, LED 2. Okay, so here they will be initially 0. Okay, and also what you can do is if you do not want this, you can just simply remove this part of the code as well, because initially all the LEDs are off only. Okay, so then what we do is once this is done, we also have another if loop, which is else if. And now what we say is if value is greater than 0 and if value is less than 250, less than or equal to 250, okay, then what will happen is LED 1, 13 is LED 1, so LED 1 and LED 2 will be high. Okay, so LED 1 and LED 2 will be high. I think according to this project, we have this as LED 1. Let me see if I can get the name of this. Okay, LED. Okay, this is 6, but let's see what we have given it in the code. Hmm. LED, now LED 6 is 9 and 8. Okay. So this is 9 and this is 8. Okay, good. So this is LED 1 for us. Okay, for according to this code. So here, when we make LED 1 and LED 2 high, this means green LEDs, both the green LEDs will be on. And here, what we are mentioning, other thing is, apart from LED 1 and 2 is LED 3 will be 0 and LED 4 will be also 0. Now, also there is one logic here why we are defining this here, like this is 0 and this is 0. I will explain you later when I explain the whole part of the code and when I run the simulation again. Okay. So now this is done. LED 3 and 4 is done. Now, if the value goes about 250, like if this is the loop, if once this loop ends, it will go under this loop if the value is above, let's say not 350, 341, but let's say 251, because here we have ended at 250, right? So let's move to 251, and if value is greater than or equal to 251 and less than or equal to 500, then 11 and 10, which is LED B and LED 4 will be on or high. We can also write simply 1 here as well. And LED 9 and 10, which is LED 5 and LED 6 will be 0. Okay. So this is a simple logic. And after that, the final logic is here, that is if LED uh, or if the value of the potentiometer is greater than or equal to 501, then LEDs 9 and 8, which is LED 5 and LED 6 will be high, which is both of these red LEDs. Okay. So here, this will be the logic of our code. Now, this is one simple pattern which I have added so that uh, I can turn on two LEDs at the same time with respect to these values. And once these green LEDs are on, then we'll move on to the yellow ones and then to the red ones. This is the logic of my code. Now you can obviously have n number of logics here, and you can add more else if here as well by using this, maybe this loop here, or you can just add more things here as well. Okay. So currently I'm just using this all things here, but if in case you need this code, you can just add more loops here like this and remove this comment. Okay, and directly start working with that. So now let's just, yeah, so only thing remaining for me to explain is that what is the logic behind writing this as well, right? This here and again here 0 0 as well, right? So let's just click on start simulation again. Okay. So now what we are doing here is we will be moving the potentiometer from low to high, or from 0 to 1, or in terms of analog from 0 to 1023, right? So let's just do that. Now till 250, it should be only green LEDs. And after 251, it should be yellow LEDs as well. Yeah, so the yellow LEDs are also on. And after 500, red LEDs are also on, right? Now, the idea is, since from 0 to 1 or 0 to 1023, the LEDs turn on in a pattern, first green, yellow, and red, right? Now, when we go the other way, which is from 1023 to 0, the LED's pattern should be reversed, which is red should go off, yellow should go off, and then the green should go off, right? So which is why we have this uh, 0 0 here. So once this it exits this loop and comes into this loop, LED 5 and 6 were high here, right? So then it moves here, and LED 5 and 6 will be 0 0 here, and LED 3 and 4 are only high, right? Which is already high. So let's just try and do that. And if we go below 500, and if we can see red, both this red LEDs, which is LED 5 and LED 6, are now 0 0, and LED 3 and 4 are already high. Okay. And let's just go below 250. Okay, now here what happened here is LED 3 and 4 were high, but here now LED 3 and 4 are 0, and 1 and 2 are high. And LED 1 and 2 should be 0 if the value goes 0. So let's just move it to 0. And LED, both the green LEDs, which is LED 1 and 2, are also 0 now. Okay, so this is why there is the logic of this writing 0 here and 0 here. I previously said that you can just simply remove this code, but if you want the same pattern which I have implemented here, then you should make sure that this loop is also available here. Okay, and also if you are removing this, then make sure that this is not an else if loop, and because your first loop should be if loop, and then else if should be there. Okay, so this is my LED pattern project here, and hope you have understood this project. And this was a very simple and easy to learn project, and now you can do more with this project as well. You can have your own LED patterns as well. Okay, so this was my project with the code, and if in case you need this code or the circuit diagram or the Tinkercad file for this project, you can just check the description, and you will be finding the links for them. And in case you have any queries, then let me know in the comment section, or just reach out to us as well. Okay, thank you.